Oh, I think we are live. Awesome. Hi, everybody. We've got your Keystone Adult Learning Team here for Keystone Goes Off Topic. And today's talk is all about words, specifically slang words and how they change generation to generation. So I'll introduce you to our group. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Elizabeth Jones, and I'm going to represent the boomer of the group. Next up, we have Janelle Rouse, who is our Gen Xer, which she actually really is a Gen Xer, so that helps. And then Tony Rinker is our classic Gen Z. She is not a Gen Z, but she's got Gen Zs living in her house, so she is an expert on that. So ladies, let's get into our persona, and we are going to have a conversation, not really, but try in our slang vernacular here. So I will start us off. From the 1960s, 70s timeframe. Hey, cool cats. I'm jazzed to be hanging out with such a groovy gang. I booked it on over here from my pad to chill with you. This Facebook Live thing is out of sight. It's the best thing since sliced bread to rap with my pals. Well, I hate to be a wet rag, but I'm going to bug out from this twitching time. It's been a gas. Keep on trucking. Okay, I know, that's ridiculous. Okay, go ahead, Jenna.
All right. So I am Gen X. So I don't know the time range, 75, we're the middle, we're the forgotten generation. And yet our slang has stood the test of time. And still many of these words that I'm going to try to say, we actually say still today. Our slang is one that has stood the test of time. So anyway, my dudes and dudettes, I'm just chilling here at my crib, looking fly. And I can't wait to raise the roof on Facebook Live today. Nothing like kicking it old school with my homies, showing some wicked Facebook skills. You thought I'd bail? As if. Please, talk to the hand with that bogus junk. This is like totally tubular. Dudes, I am all in. I used to talk like that.
That was awesome. Okay, Tony, it's all yours.
Oh, for me. So this is what you would be hearing today, walking out on the street, or in my case, listening at your child's door. Squad goals on socials today. Been a minute since I hung out on the old people Insta. I keep feeling that we about to slay this bet. It's giving all them throwback vibes. What y'all saying? It's different with that Riz you showing. If you know, you know. I'm finna bounce now before I go extra, but I ain't ghosting you, bro. No cap. Keep it hundy.
I think I need a dictionary. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Is so true. I mean, my 14-year-old talks like that.
Yep.
And sometimes says things I literally can't figure out.
Like, hold up, go back, define that for me. What was that bad?
Yeah.
Was that good? I don't know.
It's great.
So as you guys can tell, like, this is ridiculous, but there is a point to all of this. Language can be really fun, but it can also be really confusing. So just imagine your parents when you're talking to them and you say something with a new slang term that they've never heard before. Similar to us as parents, and probably some of you out there, you're like, well, hold up, wait, what was that? Wait, what? Let me go let me look up an Urban Dictionary, or let me go, I don't know, I need to find out what that meant.
The Google.
Google it. Yeah, we've done a lot of Googling this week. The Google on the internets and the interwebs. So one of the things that we did in our kind of research for this, as research as it was really fun, is we looked up some words that would have like a similar meaning across generations. And so we each have a couple to share with you. So for mine, I have the skinny, the 411, and spilling the tea, which all mean like sharing the news, gossiping, filling you in, that type of thing. So all three generations, well, all of the generations between now going back to the boomers, could say any of those. And then another one was, I dig it, I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I understood the assignment. So obviously figured it out, knew what you were doing, got it right, that type of thing.
We
So
understood.
those are two. Yeah, we understood the assignment. We totally understood the assignment right here.
I have to admit, I still say picking up what you're putting down all the time. I think I said that within the last week. I was like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? And I think my daughter probably was like, tea? You know, I still say that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
So we have a couple more, Tony.
Yep.
What do you have?
So I have Queen, Betty, and main character. But interestingly enough, Queen has come back, and they all, mean center of attention, popular girl, the it girl. Yes.
Betty.
Like us.
Like absolutely.
Yeah,
us.
absolutely.
Yes.
Of course.
And then there's gas, gnarly, and lit, which all mean, cool, something interesting, awesome, fun,
Totally tubular.
totally tubular,
Totally tubular.
bodacious.
The 80s were the best. I gotta tell you, the 80s were
The 80s
They
had the
were
best.
All right, I have some too. So mine are starting with the boomers. Don't flip your wig. Chill pill. Take a chill pill. That's what we would say. And the Gen Zs, touch grass. And that all just means like calm down, relax, touch grass.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my last one is threads, bling, or drip, which are what you're wearing, really, like how you look, So they'd be like, you like these cool threads? And we would be like, look at that bling. And now they're like, drip. Or what's the other one that we talked about that goes with drip? Fit.
Fit.
Yeah.
Fit. Like your outfit.
Like fit today?
I just learned what drip meant, like, I think last week. Like, I'm so up on the times right here. Just learned what that one meant.
I hear fit and drip all the time with my kids.
Well, mine aren't quite
Yeah.
to that level. I don't have teenagers quite yet. My kids are younger. So, I mean, we get a lot of sus and bruh, that type of stuff still in my house, but we're not quite at the drip or the.
They're going to have a whole new language by the time they get to be teenagers.
It's going to be the alpha language.
I'll be so confused.
Okay. So on that topic of, why does this matter other than it's fun and it's fun to see through the time, how different words have the same meaning and how we all have our own thing. When we look at it as far as for our perspective from Keystone Adult Learning, we have a lot of international students. And, we forget sometimes, all people, Americans, and then other cultures as well, that we talk in slang, not always this dramatic, we're being dramatic, but we talk in slang. And lots of times international students, where English is not their first language, don't always understand what's being said. I remember this personally because I took Spanish for many, many years. And then when I would try to speak with native speakers, I didn't understand what they were saying, and they would laugh at me because I was speaking textbook Spanish the way I would learn it. And they're like, that's not how we say that. And I'm like, so it's important to remember, when we're working with students and when you're working with other people, that slang can sometimes, just because it's like we've already said, we don't even understand it sometimes, and it's in our own homes and in our own language. International students really can struggle with that. And so being mindful of even the less dramatic slang that we use to speak can be confusing for someone who isn't used to that.
Right.
Just like it is
Absolutely.
for parents at home, pretty much.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
Which leads to something that I realized that I'm actually very proud of. A lot of the young ladies and gentlemen that I see and speak with are able to speak appropriately depending on their audience. So if they're sitting, in a classroom or in a dugout talking to each other, you hear these slang words come out like crazy. But then you take them to their grandparents' house and they are speaking
Mhm.
English the way it's typically spoken in terms that they'll understand. There's the
Mhm.
occasional slip, but that's to be expected. So I find that it's very comforting to know that even, when put in different environments, they're able to adjust how they communicate. And so it's effective in communicating.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. And I think that's the lesson that to take away from all of this is that
Mhm.
as silly as all of this is, it's knowing your audience and knowing who you're speaking to and speaking correctly so that you can convey whatever it is that you want to say. Because if you're not able to communicate, there's going to be a struggle all around. So we took the funny approach to explain that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed our little show that we've put on here today. Anything else? Any parting words, ladies, from your generation that you'd like to say?
I think we did fire
Yeah, yeah, we
Oh,
were
this is
we
lit.
were on fleek for
on
sure.
We were. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.